So, before Jesus died, he promised the disciples that he's gonna give them the Holy Spirit. Okay? Now, when he died, all the apostles were so scared, right? Peter, who was really close to Jesus Christ, denied Jesus for 3 times. It's like my wife denying that she loves me 3 times. That's how scared. That's how scared he was, right? And all the other apostles were in hiding because they don't want to be crucified also with Jesus. But what happened? Okay, as Jesus said and promised, God gave the Holy Spirit down to us from heaven. And what happened? There was a noise like, a strong wind. There was fire. And people got crazy. They started to talk in tongues, different languages, just shouting and praising and worshiping. Out of nothing, there's something. Out of silence, and being scared, suddenly there was this fire inside the hearts of these people to show up, be brave, and be a Christian. Where did that come from? Did they just decide that, hey, I just want to wake up tomorrow, oh man, I'm going to be, I'm not going to be scared of being crucified anymore. No. It wasn't because of human willpower. It's because of God giving them the most Holy Spirit. That's why whenever I'm scared, whenever I'm in doubt, or sometimes, whenever I'm stressed out, having so much challenges at work, I stop and I ask for the Holy Spirit. Because sometimes the best thing to do is stop and talk to the Holy Spirit to be with me. And it makes my day a lot more happier. I find the joy in every situation. So that's the power of the Holy Spirit. In the Pentecost, perfect example. 3,000 men were transformed. Okay? From being, for the apostles, from being, how do you call it? Like rats hiding in a cave or something like that. They created a church. Peter, from denying Jesus Christ 3 times, he became the leader and the founder of our church. Right? My friends, it's the most Holy Spirit. So that's who he is. And that's how he affects us. Okay? Now, we can receive the same Holy Spirit today as we simply take God at His promise. I think it's very crucial. We as Christians, we are already baptized with the Holy Spirit during baptism and during confirmation. So, our goal in the Christian Life program is not to give you the Holy Spirit because, it's in you already. It's innate in you as a gift from God when you were baptized and confirmed. But what we are trying to do here on your next session in this program is that we will try to fully release the power of the Holy Spirit in you. Okay? So, the Holy Spirit is present. The Holy Spirit is here and now. Okay? We always have to remember that. Okay. One thing I discovered was that after I realized that the Holy Spirit is here now and is here, 24/7 for me every time, that's when I realized that the martyrs were not really alone when they were facing the difficulties of the day. experience. Because I was always critical of how these saints or martyrs that died or was crucified because of our faith, came up with that kind of bravery to fight for God in their faith. Then I realized, you know what? They're not alone. The Holy Spirit was with them all the way, pushing them, telling them that God is more important than anything else. Now, it's so critical because it showed me that the Holy Spirit has been, real all along. From the Old Testament to the New Testament to the saints, the martyrs, The only way that we can face the task of being a true Christian, walking into the difficulties of being a Christian, walking into the so many pessimistic attitudes in front of us because we are Christians, the only way that we can truly walk that road to have the strength is through the Holy Spirit. Okay? Now, there's a lot, since I experienced the baptism of the Holy Spirit when I was in the Christian Life program, it happened when I was in Singles for Christ. Yeah, I joined in Singles for Christ. And then I met my wife in Singles for Christ. So now we're couples for Christ. So we did the CLP again. Okay, so twice. But every time I experienced the release of the power of the Holy Spirit, I am moved into tears of joy. So happy, like so much baggage was released from me. That's how I want to feel every day. Lord, I'm going to be truthful to my faith. I'm going to, try my best to not get mad at my supervisor. Or every time my children shouts this close to my ear, You know how hard that is?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so those kind of experiences, when I experienced the overflowing love of God through the release of the power of the Holy Spirit, I was overwhelmed. Okay? That is the single experience that I cannot forget, because it is like when the power of the Holy Spirit was released, that's when the grace of God overflowed into my life. Just imagine us walking every day, I'm going to work again, and go to church again, sing the gospel every year, Just imagine that. Okay? It was great. And what changed me is that before I joined the community of Couples for Christ, I was, drinking too much, partying too much, girlfriends too much. But everything changed when I was in Singles for Christ. And I think the reason for that is that God actually saved me from my own self. Right? And the transformation in me is that, well, my mom kept calling from the Philippines, right? Like, well, I heard, from your friends that you're not going out anymore. Are you sick? What happened to you? Stuff like that. But they cannot believe it, until I got married. I'd rather drink at home, with my wife than go out with my friends. Okay, I'd rather watch TV. And the most single sacrifice that we had as a family is that I'd rather not work and be with my kids in the afternoon at night time to play with them and be so tired than having so much money, having a dog job. Okay? But those are the simple changes. Those are simple, It's not like, but those are decisions that are hard to make. But how can we make those kinds of decisions? Because I am so inspired by the Holy Spirit working in me. Perfect example. My wife has weaknesses too. but I love her to death, But I don't know. Every year, she just loves driving into things that doesn't move. When you see my wife driving, move, okay? Anyway, the first car that he bumped into a bollard or a pipe bollard in front of 7-Eleven. Crushed the front, okay? The second time around, we were living in an apartment, and there's the parking garage with the steel post here. And sure enough, when she went out, the whole front end has scratches like this. She just clipped the steel post. Okay. So anyway, now that we're growing as a family, we got ourselves a van, and I was praying to God, Lord, thank you, because this one doesn't have scratches anymore. I think I prayed too early. Okay, so yesterday I was at work and she called me. I was like, God, I have some bad news. I'm like, uh-oh. But I know it was her time to go home, right? And sure enough, she passed through a wall. She hit the wall while turning, so our van right now has a big dent. But the first time it happened, I was mad because I think cars are a blessing and it should be treasured. Especially if you work.
Not the car.
The second time around, I got a little bit madder because I thought the car was more expensive than the first one. All right. Now, so yesterday when it happened, I really sat at my chair at work. I was like this. I don't want to hear it anymore. Okay, and then I paused, and then I paused, and I told her, "Let me talk to you later." And so what I did is I prayed. I was like, "Oh, I remember Jeff. I have a talk tomorrow." I can't believe that I'm starting to act against what I'm teaching right now. So right there and then, right there and then, I shut my mouth. I told her, I called her up. Hey, it's a good thing you're alive. And my wife went, huh? She was like, yeah, it's okay, I'll see you later. And then now the reality sink in when I went home, because as I drive to the garage, I saw the van. I was like, oh, here we go again. So I tried to control my emotions again and said, hi, Dad. And what I did is instead of cursing, instead of getting mad, I cooked fried chicken. I cooked a mashed potato with Chinese sesame vegetables. I want to serve her and give her the best dinner ever. You know why? Because that's how I can prove that the Holy Spirit is working in me. It's against my will, personal will. That's the only way that I can say, God, here we go. This is it, okay? Is this what you want me to do? Okay, here you go. But you cook like, it's so hard to chop the chicken. It's so hard to cut the vegetables. Right? And my wife was like,
she feels bad about it.
But
sure.
Yeah, she feels bothered now that I didn't get mad. But the thing is, it's only then that I realized that the body of the Holy Spirit was so great. And then when I slept last night, when I tried to sleep last night, I couldn't sleep. I can't believe I just did that. Not get mad and serve my wife really good dinner.